Hi everyone, it's Mia, and 2024 has been an insane year for pop culture. It's truly been the year of the pop girl, with so many great albums being released by so many female pop artists this year. It's truly going to be a bloodbath at the Grammys next year. Other than that, there's been some great music and film that have been released this year, and I'd love to talk about my favourites, so let's do it. I absolutely adore Chappell Roan, and what a surprise, everyone else does too. When I discovered this album in February this year, I instantly fell in love with it. There's so many bangers, Hot to Go, Feminine On. Her songwriting is so vivid and fun, and just everything that she does is just coated in a layer of fun and whimsy that I love. The thing that really gets me though about this album is the sad moments and the sad songs. Casual, Coffee, Kaleidoscope, California. Sometimes you just have to be a sad girl. I'm forever gutted that when I started listening to her, she'd already been to Australia and toured, and if she ever comes back, it's just gonna be a bloodbath to get tickets, so forever salty about that. More than anything, I just really love how she stands up for herself and doesn't allow others to treat her like shit. Some people have had a lot of things to say about how she's behaved in the public eye and how it's so different to what we expect of, female pop stars, and how they should behave and be thankful for the treatment that they receive. And I just really hope that she continues to thrive and make fun and empowering music. Well, I already talked about this album a lot in my Ariana Grande and Taylor Swift made the same album video, but wow, beautiful album. Heartbreaking, but hopeful. I really just have to commend Ariana for her strength, her capacity for empathy, and her insane work ethic. I mean, making this after Wicked, doing promo for this album, filming 3 incredible music videos, and the music is actually really good and really layered and tells a story. Who wouldn't want to be like Ariana Grande when they grow up?
1, 2, 3.
So this is the exact same album as Eternal Sunshine, right? So I don't need to add anything. Just kidding. This is definitely not my favorite Taylor Swift album. In fact, this is my ranking. But like Ariana, Taylor's strength is very commendable. She's been through a lot. Fresh Out the Slammer, Guilty as Sin, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, Clairo, bangers. I don't love all of it. I don't love how long it is. I don't like the Thank You Amy of it all. I don't love the variants, the Charli Puth, There are a lot of issues that I have with this album, but there's something in it that just really captures, I feel, a moment in time and a feeling that she must have been going through, and I really love that about Taylor Swift's songwriting. How vivid it is and how it can transport you to a place that you might not have really experienced but can still sort of relate to innately. So every year amongst all the pop girls in my Spotify Wrapped, there's always the Lemon Twigs, one of my favourite bands of all time. They're an American rock duo made up of Michael and Brian D'Addario, and I've been listening to their music since 2017 when their first album came out. Their latest album, A Dream Is All We Know, is whimsical, fun, romantic, sweet, funky, weird, everything you expect from Lemon Twigs album. I love Peppermint Roses, A Dream Is All I Know, Church Bells. Ember Days sounds like an Animal Crossing 5 p.m. track. Hello, this is Moo Moo. I love them. I was lucky enough to see them last year and met Brian, and that was crazy for me. Yeah, it's pretty good. I usually hate remix albums, or remixes in general. I don't know why, but if I see an artist releases an EP with remixes, I never listen to it because I know it's never going to be something that I like. But I really love this album. It's just fun. It adds to the lore of the original album. It lends itself to other perspectives on topics that are explored on the first album. you know, different approaches, different perspectives, and like a plethora of different artists from like different kind of worlds in the music industry, which I really love. To take what was already such like a huge cultural moment and like a greatly cohesive album and just have fun with it and continue to kind of have it grow, I think that's hugely inspiring. I love like the weird collaborations like Charli and Ariana and Bon Iver and Julian Casablancas. You know, I'm not really a dance music person, but I think Brat has made me one. I love, love, love Clairo, and her last album, Sling, is like one of my favorite albums of all time. But to be frank, it's very dark and depressing and somber. It's very bleak. So it's such a pleasure and joy to hear such pleasure and joy on Charm. It's sweet, sexy, fun. It has like a warm, summery sort of vibe to it. I love hearing her just having fun and like giggling. It's so joyful and like indulgent in pleasure, which after an album like Sling is like so refreshing to hear. It just makes me really happy for her. I love this album. I think it's so eclectic and like combinations of sounds that you'd never think would sound well together and so many moving parts, but it all works and doesn't sound messy. The mix of like synth pop and like live instruments and rock is just like weird, but it works, and everything is so catchy. The music videos that they've made are also so cool. Just fun and good music. Alright, so that was all kind of the music that was my favourite this year. But at heart, I'm kind of a film girly. Follow me on Letterboxd if you want. I don't really care. These were some of my favourite films this year. So when I went to see Wicked, I went by myself, and the girl at the end sitting next to me, she was like, "Wait, are you serious? This is only part one?" Although it's kind of baffling to me, some of the choices made with like the colour grading and the lighting in this film. It's so epic. It's a real like movie, as Harry Styles would say.
Feels like a movie.
It's pink and whimsical and fun, you know. It's like, who wouldn't like that? I'm very excited for part 2. Ariana kills it in this movie. You can tell that she put so much into it, and you can really see that. Cynthia Erivo as well. Her alphabet is so engrossing and so interesting to watch, and her voice is just amazing. Like, I remember I saw Bad Times at the El Royale like 6 years ago, and remember hearing her voice for the first time, and like it was so beautiful, and like her voice is so strong and sweet and vulnerable but powerful, and wow, I love her voice. This is my favorite film. I saw it not long after coming back from Japan myself, and it really made me want to go back so bad. Much like Patterson, this film just follows kind of the life of a very solitary man and his simple life, taking each day very slowly, one at a time. Much of the runtime of this film doesn't really have anything happening. It's just kind of his daily routine, and something about that is just so hypnotizing to watch, especially when it's just constructed in a way that's really beautiful and makes you feel like you know this person. It made me really think more about the smallest things that I'd encounter day to day. Like, I think it just made me a bit more mindful of the world around me. I highly recommend this film. It is slow, but it's very beautiful and very moving. I also went into one of those toilets. Unfortunately, I did not see a Noughts and Crosses game. This is cinema, baby! Erotically charged tennis match set to Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross techno music. When he puts the ball in that racket, man, insane work. This is such a fun movie, but it is profound. It's really about like just how so many different dynamics and relationships can be changed, and love is the darndest thing. I feel bad for people who don't want to watch movies because they're afraid of sex scenes or like intimacy portrayed on screen. I really do think people have kind of become a bit more conservative in that manner, and that's really sad to me. I think you're missing out on so much art, challenging art, because you're uncomfortable or you're afraid with sex. That's all I have to say. Live a little. Most unique film I've ever seen, maybe. This kind of just throws logic and rules out the window and results in a wild ride. It's so crazy. I didn't check my watch once. I was fully focused and into it and loved it. Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley both give amazing performances, insane performances. I feel like if I wanted to be an actor, I would kill for a role like this. It seems so fun. It also is really like has a beautiful message about loving yourself, and it kind of made me realize that like hating yourself doesn't do anything good for you or anyone. The world will try and make you hate yourself so much to force you to change to its liking. It will never be enough for you or anyone or them, and in the end you just become sort of like a twisted pretzel monster version of yourself.
Love that.
Looking forward to next year, 2025. Music-wise, I don't know if anything could really top this year, just the sheer output of, you know, big artists releasing music. And yeah, the Grammys are going to be crazy. I would love to do like a reaction to the Grammys or like a live stream. So Reputation and Debut, Taylor's version, are probably coming out next year. They're probably very imminent. I'm quite excited for both. I think the Reputation vault tracks are going to be really interesting to hear. With Debut, I'm kind of interested in how she's going to approach it. You know, her voice is very different now, and, you know, it'll be very weird. It was kind of weird with Fearless to hear her adult, mature voice singing 15, so it's going to be even weirder to hear her like singing like The Outside or something. But I'm very excited to hear it. Film-wise, I really want to see Anora. I haven't seen it yet. It doesn't come out until like Boxing Day here. I'm really excited to see it. Honestly, like the movies that end up being my favorite are like ones that I had never heard of like until like they come out. So you know, I'm looking forward to being surprised by my favorite movie next year. So, what did you guys listen to this year? What did you guys watch? What was kind of your favorites? Have you seen any of these films or listen to these albums? If so, let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear. I will see you guys in the next one. Catch ya!